Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's dive into what could be one of the most seismic moves in the AFC North this season. Rumors are swirling around that the Detroit Lions are quietly weighing a blockbuster trade involving their star edge rusher, Hutchinson, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, you heard that right. The same Hutchinson who's been making waves as one of the most dominant defensive players in the league could be on his way to Pittsburgh in a trade that might shake up the entire division. It's not just speculation. Sources close to ESPN's Adam Schefter suggest that the Lions, currently sitting at a disappointing 5-7 with a run defense leaking yards and struggling to contain opposing rushers, are seriously considering parting ways with Hutchinson. The reason? Well, it's a mix of cap space concerns, a desire to rebuild their secondary, and the fact that Hutchinson's value could fetch them a first-round pick plus a second from the Steelers, who are looking to bolster their front seven for a real playoff push. Let's start by understanding what this move could mean for Pittsburgh. The Steelers, sitting comfortably at 9-4, are already known for their stout defense and relentless pass rush, but adding a player of Hutchinson's caliber would be a game-changer. Imagine Watt and Hutchinson side by side, causing chaos in opposing backfields and forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws or fumbles. Hutchinson, who's been a beast in his third year, has put up some eye-popping stats in 2025. 5 sacks, 28 quarterback hits, 8 tackles for loss, and a PFF grade of 90. Which puts him in the top 4 among edge rushers. He's a versatile player who can line up on both the outside and the interior, giving the Steelers more options to confuse and pressure opponents. What's even more impressive is Hutchinson's ability to produce pressure and disrupt plays without relying solely on sacks. His pressure rate of 22% and a run-stop win rate of 35% show that he's not just a pass rusher. He's a complete defender who can set the tone for the entire defense. Even with a minor injury in Week 5, a rib contusion that sidelined him for a game, he's managed to maintain his high level of performance. Over his 4-year career, Hutchinson has accumulated 28 sacks, 65 quarterback hits, and 20 tackles for loss, demonstrating not only his talent but also his consistency and durability. Now let's talk about the Lions' perspective. They're cautious, to be sure. With an odds of +10, 0 to win the Super Bowl, Detroit is prioritizing building for the future, especially their secondary, which has struggled to contain big play receivers. They're also aware that Hutchinson's hefty $18 million cap hit in 2026 could become a burden, especially with a division that's only getting tougher. The Lions are focused on a youth movement, building around their young core, and they see this potential trade as a way to acquire draft capital that could help them for years to come. But for the Steelers, this isn't just about adding another player. It's about making a statement. Hutchinson's arrival would solidify the defense at a time when every game matters more than ever. The defense, already elite, would get a boost that pushes their pressure numbers even higher. With Watt and Hutchinson terrorizing quarterbacks, the Steelers could see a significant drop in points allowed, projected from their current 17. 8 points per game down to around 14. That's a serious upgrade and could be the difference in tight playoff games. Let's break down what Hutchinson's presence would mean on the field. His ability to stop the run, currently with a +12% stop rate against runs compared to the current second edge rusher's 25%, would tighten up the middle of the defense. This in turn opens up lanes for blitzes and pressures, putting even more stress on offensive lines. His sacks per 100 snaps estimated at +1. 5 would likely lead to more turnovers, potentially adding 5 more takeaways this season alone. It's very similar to what Nick Bosa has done for the 49ers in recent years, adding over 150 pressures in 2024 and elevating the entire pass rush. Tactically speaking, Hutchinson's versatility against mobile quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson would be a huge asset for the Steelers. His presence would make their defense nearly impossible to scheme against, especially with the way he can drop into coverage or rush the passer, depending on what's needed. This adaptability makes him a true X-factor, especially in high-stakes playoff games. If we look at the odds for the Super Bowl, the Steelers' chances could see a noticeable boost, moving from +1,200 to around +650, making them genuine contenders in the postseason. His impact would mirror what we saw with Bosa and others, where the addition of a top-tier edge rusher elevates the entire unit. Looking ahead, the implications of this trade are enormous. It positions the Steelers as a defensive powerhouse, with multiple Lombardi trophies potentially on the horizon. The combination of Watt's relentless pressure and Hutchinson's explosiveness would be a nightmare for offenses. We're talking about a defense that could dominate in every facet, sacking the quarterback, stopping the run, forcing turnovers, and creating chaos that fuels the offense. Pittsburgh's identity has always been built on defense, and adding Hutchinson would reinforce that legacy for years to come. Of course, the Lions aren't making this move lightly. They've got to weigh the immediate benefits against long-term plans. Their current division rivals are strong, and with the cap implications, they might prefer to invest in younger players or draft picks to rebuild their secondary. But for the Steelers, this is an opportunity to take a bold step forward. With a 9-4 record and a shot at a deep playoff run, adding Hutchinson could be the missing piece that pushes them over the top and into Super Bowl contention. And let's not forget the broader context. The AFC North is a division where every game counts, and rivalries are fierce. The Ravens, Bengals, and Browns are all trying to build their rosters for a shot at the title, but the Steelers are positioning themselves as the team to beat, especially if they land a player like Hutchinson. His addition would send a message across the league that Pittsburgh is serious about reclaiming their place on top of the division and in the AFC. It's a strategic move that echoes the Watt ascension in previous seasons, a move that could define the franchise's future. Now, fans, I want to highlight that this is still in the realm of speculation, but the signs are pointing towards a very real possibility. The Steelers have been aggressive in the past, and this kind of move would fit their mold, shrewd, bold, and focused on winning now. The trade would likely involve a first-round pick and a second, which the Steelers could use to address other needs, especially on the offensive line, where injuries have hampered their consistency this season. With Sewell's recent injuries and the need to rebuild their offensive line, this trade could be a 2-for-1, bolstering the defense while giving the offense the protection it needs to succeed. In conclusion, if this trade goes through, it would be a game-changer. It would elevate the Steelers into a new echelon of defensive dominance, making them a nightmare for any offense they face in the playoffs. Hutchinson's proven track record, combined with the Steelers' existing talent, could be the perfect storm for a deep postseason run, maybe even bringing that elusive 7th Lombardi back to Pittsburgh. The division, the league, and the fans would all be watching closely, because this kind of blockbuster move doesn't happen every day, and it could define the next era of Steelers football. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Hutchinson would be the perfect fit for the Steel City? Or do you believe the Lions should hold onto their star and rebuild in a different way? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Steelers' spirit alive. Because when it comes to football, we never give up, especially when we're talking about a possible game changer like Hutchinson donning the black and gold.